Welcome to our today's topic, and we're going to cover apply cybersecurity skills. This topic is one of the elements in the unit of competency apply digital literacy. It's topic number 4 in the unit of competency apply digital literacy. So we are going to go through this content step by step so that you can understand better as you prepare for your assessments or just knowledge, so that you can be able to protect yourself from online encounters. So without wasting time, let's go into the content direct. So here, when we talk of cyber security, simply we are trying to protect our data and system from external access or external threat. We are trying to prevent unauthorized access of our information, which is very key for us as a company or as a person. And as we do that, we have to maintain the 3 important concepts. And the first concept here is confidentiality, the second one is integrity, and the third one is availability. And these 3 concepts form what we call the 3 triad, CIA triad, meaning that these things they encompasses together. So that's just an introduction of why it is very important for us to get this knowledge of cyber security. As we proceed, we have also to check at the performance standards. And this one corresponds to occupational standards. And these are now part of the critical aspect of the occupational standard. This means that at the end of this lesson, the trainees or any learner should be able to classify data, protection, and privacy. Should also classify data and protect the data. They should be able to identify security threats. And then at the same time, he or she should be able to detect computer threats and crime. And when you detect those crimes, you should be able also to apply controls on them so that you can control. You should also be able to apply cybersecurity control measures. And these are the areas we are going to focus on, because these are the things that when you are done with this course, you should be able to perform these standards. So now let's understand what is data protection and what is privacy, and also what is data availability. When you talk of data protection, we are trying to come up with ways of protecting our data from an unauthorized access. Someone who is not entitled to access the data, or someone who has not been given the rights to access the data. We are trying to protect the data to be accessed by such people. And we have here legal ways. That's why we have acts and ethical ways of handling other people's data. Thus, we prevent unauthorized access of those data we are holding on behalf of other people. Then also we should ensure that if you're holding your data and you need your data, the data is available anytime you need it, because you are the source or the owner of the data. We are just custodian of the data. When you talk of CIA triad, these are the 3 key concepts. One is confidentiality, protecting information from unauthorized access. When you talk of integrity, that's maintaining accuracy of the information, ensuring that the information is accurate as it should be. It should not be tampered. The integrity of the information should not be tampered with. This means that the information is true and correct. When you talk of availability, this means that when the owners of the data wants it, the data is accessible when needed, whenever it's needed by the rightful people, so they can get that data. If they want a specific resource, they can access it when they need it. So that's called availability. So you should ensure that the data we are holding is available. At the same time, it is integrity. At the same time, that data can only be accessed by a specific or an authorized person. So next, let's check at internet security threats. Let's check at internet security threats. What are these threats? We have so many threats that you're receiving while you're online. One is malware. We have those are malwares. We have social engineering. Then we have DDoS, denial, distributed denial of service. Then we have MITM, man in the middle. Then we have password attacks. Then we have Internet of Things attack. Then we have phishing. Then we have ransomware. When you do a research, there are so many. So we're just focusing on the few that are mostly common. So let's dive in so that you can get the meaning of these threats. One, we have malicious software, the short form of malware. These are just viruses, worms, Trojan horse, or spyware. They are designed to damage, steal, or disrupt computer system. That's their key. They are designed to damage, steal, or disrupt a computer system. Then you have social engineering. This is whereby you manipulate people until those people, they give you their confidential information. E.g. phishing, pretexting, and baiting. We shall look into it in details. Then you have denial, distributed denial of service. This is whereby you overload a system or a network with a lot of traffic, let's say like a lot of requests, so that you can make it unavailable to the users. And this happens most of the time when you are told that I'm trying to access a specific system but it's not working. The system are down. They might be attacked by DDoS. Then we have man in the middle attack. These are intercepting or altering communication between two parties without their knowledge. So you stand at the middle of the communication, you tap the communication, you can even change the communication. Then you change and deliver something that's not the correct one to the third party, or the other party which is receiving the information. Then we have password attacks. These are just ways of cracking or stealing passwords using techniques like brute force or credential theft. What is credential theft? This is whereby you're trying to you try to get information from a person, let's say the ID card, the year of birth, a lot of the information you get, we call it credential theft. Then you try to use those credentials in generating the password, because most of you, sometimes they relate their password to a specific unique thing that happens in their life. Then you have IoT, Internet of Things devices, things like smart cameras or routers. So you are trying to target Internet of Things, all connections, smartphones, those are called the Internet of Things, so that you can gain unauthorized access or disrupt the service. Then we have phishing. You try to obtain sensitive information from a person by pretending to be a trustworthy person. E.g., you send the person email, you send him a message, you even call the person. Yeah, is it happening? People are trying to say that I'm calling from Safaricom. This among this, they're called, they enter the category of phishing. So you can give out some important information that they can use it to manipulate your account or do something harm to yourself. Then you have ransomware. This is where it's a malicious software that locks or encrypts data. Then they put password in your data, then they demand something, a payment to restore your access. So these have been happening for some time. It has been happening for some time, and I think these challenges will be sorted out when you ensure that you are protected online and you are not exposed to ransomware. Then we have this the malware attacks. In details now, we have virus, worm, Trojan horse, spyware, ransomware. These are all under malware attacks. So when you talk about virus, these are just a malicious program that attaches itself to a legitimate file and spreads when those files are shared or executed. So it's attached to a specific file or even a folder. Then when you're sharing it, you continue sharing that virus. When you talk about worm, these are self-replicating programs. They replicate themselves across a network without needing any attachment to a file. Just they do what like they multiply by themselves. So they become so many as time goes by. They be replicating programs again. They replicate again, so you find out they are really spread across the networks. Then when you talk of Trojan horse, these are deceptive programs that appear harmless but gives attackers unauthorized access once installed. Especially there are types of antivirus that they tell you your computer is in need, kindly install me so I can take care of your computer. It forces you to install it. Or when you're installing something, it comes as a package of that software installing, which has not been checked very well by your antivirus. Then when we talk of spyware, these they are secretly monitor your activity and they collect that information and share to the people who create that software. When it's in your computer, it collects all the information you're doing in your computer, your password, everything. It collects everything, every secrets and monitors you are opening, and then it sends that information to the owners without your consent. And we have talked about the ransomware. Then next, let's look at the social engineering. We have at least 4 different types here. We have phishing, pretexting, baiting, and tailgating. What is phishing first? You trick the users to reveal their personal information, e.g. financial information, so that you can use them. Pretexting. Attacker creates a fabricated scenario to obtain information or access. They create a scenario that it will create your attention, then you'll have to do something for that scenario so that you can help that attacker and you now fall into become a victim. Then when you talk of baiting, you lure the victim with something enticing like free software gifts, or if you do this, you'll be given some bundles, something like that. Then and that baiting process, it ends up in getting your data, and that they'll be stealing your data. Fill this form, then you'll get this. When you fill this form, you get this. Yeah. Then tailgating, this is whereby you are gaining unauthorized access to a physical premises because now you are following someone who's legitimate to access. Let's say when you open a gate using your fingerprints and then someone passed with you, so and that person will not have used his or her fingerprints, so we call it tailgating. They are following your tail and they get through, so that then they now gain physical access to your restricted area. Network threats, we have the 3: DDoS, man in the middle, and password attack. And in this, I think overly DDoS, we have talked about, money, we have talked about it. Password attacks, we have talked about it. Then IoT and phishing, we have talked about it. Then computer crimes, let's focus on computer crimes. We have hacking, financial fraud, identity theft, cyberbullying, and cyber terrorism. So let's look at the hacking. Unauthorized access to a computer system or a network to alter, steal, or destroy information. You're accessing someone's data or someone's system with a specific intention of destroying it, altering it, or even stealing it. Financial fraud is currently at high rate, whereby people are trying to use digital devices to deceive or steal people's money through fake online transaction, credit cards, or even through the banks. Then we have identity theft. This is whereby you are trying to steal personal information so that you have a lot of information about that person, so that when you are asked that about that person, you can be able to impersonate that person. Then cyberbullying. You are using digital devices or electronic communication to harass someone, intimidate someone, or even threaten individuals. Then we have cyber terrorism, using digital attacks to cause fear, damage, critical system, or disrupt services for political or ideological reason, called cyber terrorism. You're using digital platform to cause fear. You send fear to people and then you damage their critical system, then that you call it a cyber terrorism. You're doing what you call terrorism using the internet or the digital devices. Then cybersecurity controls. How should we control these threats? One, we have to have physical controls, we have technical controls, which is logical control, and we have operational control. So when you talk of physical control, this is whereby you lock your rooms, lock your server rooms, protect your computer, lock the computer lab. Then you put security guard, you put CCTVs, you put biometrics so that people can confirm when they're entering those locked places. Then we talk of technical control or logical control. You are using strong passwords now. This control is in the real assets, in the real ICT assets, where you put strong passwords, firewalls, encryptions, antivirus, intrusion detection system, and intrusion prevention system. So when we talk of operational control, this is very simple. You just ensure that your people or your staff have know-how of how to use it to protect themselves. Here you do training, you do a lot of training, then you do backups, incident reports, then you do what you call access reviews. You see where there might be a loophole in your system. Let's look at the key cyber laws in Kenya. We have at least many at the moment. We have Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act of 2018, which has been amended to be 2025. We have Data Protection Act of 2019. We have Kenya Information Communication Authority 2013, which was amended. We have Copyright Act of 2001. Cybercrime Act 2018. This prevents cyber offenses. There are so many cyber offenses we have talked about. Then penalizes unauthorized access. Then protect confidentiality and data. Ensure that someone's data is very confidential and is well protected. No one can access that privacy. Data Protection Act of 2019, it regulates personal use of data, Office of Data Protection. Then we have it protects the individual rights. Then Amendment Act 2025, the one we talked about, the one for Amendment Act 24 Cyber Security Act, which was amended for 2018 to be 2025. It has added some features in that act that handles AI-driven attacks, because we have a lot of AI at the moment. Cryptocurrency, there's also crimes in cryptocurrency. Then we have strong bullying penalties for those people who are trying to bully people online. KICA 1998 updated, regulates communication, and then it empowers communication authority. So the communication authority can give licenses to broadcasting companies. Then we have Copyright Act of 2001. It protects software and digital content, so that when you create a content, cannot be reshared without your consent. Then illegal distribution, so also block that. It prevents illegal distribution. So learning outcomes, you'll go and check this one. Demonstrate encryption, threat identification, apply controls, and analyze cyber laws. Then in your self-time, you can check what is CIA giant, you redo malware, Kenyan cyber laws, and benefits of encryption. Why should we encrypt those data? These are the references, laws of Kenya cybersecurity research resources, instructor. That's why I'm giving you the www.carl.academy. Search in the Google, there are notes there. Then kindly subscribe to our Carl Academy for more educational content, and that is a link. Thank you for listening.